Hey, what's up everybody, it's your boy King K and welcome back to another video. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be going through my setup, future plans for the setup and changes that I'm wanting to make, as well as major content changes, quality changes, and a lot more, to be honest. This is including this channel, which is my main channel, obviously, the gaming channel side of things, the streaming side of things. Now, as you guys know, or maybe don't, if you're new to the channel, welcome if you are. I don't like beating around the bush, so I'm gonna get straight into the things, whatever, man. English is hard. And I think I'm going to start off with the general quality changes on the video when it comes to video quality and audio quality. Now, if you watched my previous video that I posted yesterday, you guys will know that I was working on my microphone. I hope that it sounds a lot better now. I did a couple more filtering and stuff. It's still a work in progress, so I apologize if it's a bit jittery or popping a little bit at some point or another. I'm still working on it. So prior to this, I used to have my microphone placed right above my monitors or further back on my desk, and this caused a bit of an issue of echo, obviously in a larger room setting and such, as well as it was a lot harder to suppress noise and cancel out a lot of things and only have the microphone concentrate on my voice, for instance, and block out such as my headphone audio or my keyboard sound, because my keyboard is generally quite loud. So I did a bit of research, did a bit of refiltering and changing and stuff, and I'd rather have my microphone placed here. It's a lot more professional in the sense that I can cancel out a lot of the extra noise, especially in my new room where my setup currently is. It has quite a bit of echo, surprisingly enough, and I decided that I don't want that whatsoever. So I try to make as high quality audio as I possibly can, including equalizing filters and noise suppression and limiters and all that weird stuff, that complicated things. So as I mentioned, it's still a work in progress, but hopefully it sounds better for now. At least the microphone should be staying in this general area. It's in such a way that I can still see my monitors and see over it and speak to you guys, and that I'm not right up against the thing, you know what I mean? But yeah. Now there is a small issue with polar patterns, unfortunately. Due to the mic that I have, I cannot entirely cancel out things. I'm still working on it, as I mentioned, but I don't think I'll be able to entirely cancel out all noise, especially like my keyboard, which is behind my microphone. But it's a bit of a struggle due to my microphone being super cardioid. Now, if you guys do not have any knowledge of what polar patterns exactly is, do not worry about it. I'll give you guys a basic little rundown quick. Audio in its raw form travels through waves and vibrations, and basically a polar pattern is the direction that a microphone picks up these waves. Obviously, something like an omnidirectional mic, as you see over here, picks up audio from all directions. Now, I have a super cardioid microphone over here, and its polar pattern mostly picks up from the front and a slight bit right behind it. Most cheaper microphones are only cardioid, picking up a little bit from each side at the back and mostly from the front. And there's obviously different ones like bidirectional, which picks up both ways, and hypercardioid, which is pretty much the same as mine, but it picks up a lot more behind it. Now, unfortunately, due to my mic being a supercardioid, this little piece over here is what I'm trying to cancel out as much as possible in order for it to not pick up the microphone and whatever noise that might be in the background. So hopefully that's not too hard to figure out. I'm not the best teacher in the world, so basically, you know, audio travels through waves and microphone picks up through polar patterns in different ways depending on what microphone you have. I'm going to be switching quickly over to my OBS, which I'm using to record right now. I'm just going to go in over a couple of changes which I've made to my recording software overall to improve the overall quality of my videos pretty much. And also there's a lot of duplicates of me, so I'm going to be canceling out the webcam and the frame for it so you guys can see and not be absolutely submerged in a lot of things, even though it's still going to be a lot of repetition. But basically, if I get it zoomed up enough, I have a lot more audio tabs than what you would normally have on OBS. Normally you just have your microphone and your headset audio. I've now installed a plugin for OBS that allows me to separate audio according to application instead, so I can record the game audio separately, Discord audio separately, change it all, instead of just using headset audio where everything is mixed together. Now, one last thing regarding the overall quality of my videos is the actual video quality itself. I've changed that and I've actually made it a lot higher. Now, I believe by watching this right here that my webcam can only output a maximum of 10,000 bitrate. when it comes to overall quality. Obviously, I'm only running kind of like a streamer webcam type of thing, not any professional camera, so I cannot go that much higher in terms of quality itself. When it comes to actual screen recording, due to the fact that I run a 1400 by 900 monitor and it's stretched out to 1920 by 1080, I'm recording my bitrate at 60,000 bitrate now, which is pretty much like 4K quality in a sense, but it's only recording in 1080. The reason I'm doing this is that there's like absolute no loss of quality whatsoever. And if I go over here to my video editing software, despite me recording in about 50 to 60,000 bitrate when it comes to screen itself, I export my videos in about 30,000 bitrate, which is still much higher than the normal 1080p threshold. This is due to the fact that YouTube kind of when it's processing things, it like loses a bunch of quality for some reason. I'm also recording and outputting my audio bitrate at 320k, whatever the hell that is. I don't know the full word for it, just to have the best audio quality I possibly can. As I mentioned, because of YouTube's post-processing system and all of that, it kind of tends to lose a bit of quality, especially on the gaming channel side of things where screen quality lowers. So I'm recording way higher and I'm exporting about half of it, but still way higher than 1080p in order to keep pretty much lossless quality, or as close to it as I possibly can, as well as my audio quality being as high as I possibly can make it to be. Because that also, for some stupid reason, also loses a bit of quality when it comes to actual YouTube videos. Now that we're done with the whole technical side of things, I'm going to be going through the entirety of my setup, showing you guys the setup, how it looks right now, and as well as discussing a bunch of changes that I like to make to the setup. And then I'll probably be going into video and channel changes overall. All right. So I've now switched over to my phone, obviously, to record the rest of the setup and stuff. So I apologize, it's going to sound a lot more echoey and shittier quality. I'm not the best of camera guys though, so I'm not going to keep it on myself. But I'm going to be going through the rest of the setup and just showcasing everything, as well as showcasing changes that I'm going to be making. As I mentioned like 5 times already in the video. I don't know, my mind's a bit all over the place. I think I took my pulse this morning. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to be switching it over to the side of the camera, obviously, so that I can showcase it to you guys a lot easier, a lot more stable, and you can see. Nice. So we got the obvious, we got the bed. I moved my setup pretty much into my room as of right now, so that's why that is there. Obviously, I'm not including that in the actual footage that I recorded, everything, but that's there, and there's my plaque. I'm going to be putting that up on the wall a bit later on in the video. So obviously we've got cupboards, you know, bedroom stuff, whatever. Now for the setup itself, there is a couple of new things. I've got a new monitor, a new wide monitor. I used to have a square monitor. If any of you guys are watching this might remember that. And then I've also got a brand new mouse, which was actually in my new computer build video. The box at least was there, and I just completely forgot to include it whatsoever. And then this right here, which is a ring light where my camera is now mounted. I'll go into more detail. It's also brand new. I just got that yesterday, obviously for better lighting. Now, if you see this and you might be wondering why the hell is there a random pole of hats on it? Firstly, yes, I do own more hats than just the Adidas hat. I just prefer wearing the Adidas hat. The other ones are pretty cool too. I just never really wear them. Now, this pole overall is basically a microphone stand with a metal square pole mounted onto it, and the reason for that is that's where my camera originally was placed at the back of my setup. Now I've only moved my camera onto this stand right here as of this morning just to try it out. The reason why that's here is obviously I'm too lazy to take it out just yet, and also I don't know if the round light right behind the camera is going to affect the camera in a darker setting whatsoever yet. So if it does, I'm gonna have to unfortunately put the camera back on there, but for now I'm hoping that that just works out. And then we got some other things, obviously a fan and a dustbin, whatever. I luckily remember to throw that out for video purposes. Cable management, I've never really been the best at it. That's kind of just like sitting over here. As for desk itself, I'm still using the same old desk that I had downstairs. I'm actually going to be changing that. I'll tell you guys in a minute. This is a plastic like a double layer stand, whatever. You can like stack it up. There's more of them, but I only need like these two. And then I've got a sort of dress cupboard. I don't know, you can pack stuff in there. There's nothing of mine in there just yet, but that's just there where my computer is standing on as of right now. As for the rest, we got basics. We got the LEDs, of course. I placed them in earlier this week. I didn't use them in the video yesterday just because setting reasons. I have that, and then I also have them leading all the way around my bed, pretty much up until there. So in the evening settings, there's I put the broken ones in. Okay, these are brand new. These ones are brand new. These are the broken ones. They don't have a blue LED anymore, so I cannot do color mixtures. I can pretty much do like red and green, and that's pretty much. So my bed is like all red and kinky in the middle of the night, so don't worry about that. Now, as for overall setup, let me just go through that real quick. To block out light, I only have blinds right now. Obviously, you guys can see it doesn't do the best. I have a curtain that I'm going to be putting up there that's black, which is currently in the wash. I believe it's on the line. It should be done soon, I hope. Obviously, to match with lighting and everything, that kind of like bothers and messes it up. So I'm going to be putting a new curtain in probably later today, and I'll showcase a bit of it on the video, maybe tonight or maybe in the next video of the black curtain, obviously to set a darker setting. Now, as for overall setup, I obviously have my PC that's standing up right here, and then I have the brand new monitor. Well, it's a really old monitor, but it's brand new in my case. Over here, obviously my headphones. I have my main monitor with the gorgeous goddess albedo over there. If you're not an anime fan, then you probably won't get that. Obviously the other monitor with the blinding light behind it. This is my other old monitor, my main monitor, new monitor. I still have the square one, it's around somewhere. Obviously keyboard, mouse, whatever, the basics, more cables, and that's pretty much the gist of it for the overall setup. Obviously the microphone is now put over here and standing in front of me rather than all the way back there. And of course, lastly, we have the camera on that stand, which is like really awesome. It like fits perfectly onto there, surprisingly enough. So I kind of just put it there. Hopefully it can stay there, because then I can get rid of that whole big thing at the back. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, I'm going to be going through a couple of future plans and changes that I want to make with the setup overall, and I'm going to be going through it as quickly as I possibly can, because obviously I want to get back to proper audio quality, video quality, and explaining the rest of the things. I don't want this to be a super long video. It's cool detailing like everything, and also it's cool for myself, so I can come back and watch at a later stage and see how much my setup has changed. Already mentioned one major change that I'm going to be making, which is the curtain that's going to be put up there. As for other changes, which also affects the streaming, this one is the door itself. Obviously I stream usually in the evenings, and sometimes I record as well. It's a bit of an issue right now because the door is not soundproof, and obviously I can bother some family. So I'm either thinking of finding a way to soundproof and seal off the door, or just put a soundproof door, like buy a door that's soundproofed and I can just seal it and put it properly in there, and then I can pretty much carry on with streaming things and other types of recording things that I really like to do in the evenings. But for now, I'm on a budget, okay? So that might take a while. Now, another major thing that I want to change is I want to make this as clean as I possibly can. Obviously, removing this thing helps quite a bit to free up some space. You know, it's a bedroom after all. Desk. Okay, I'm gonna be putting a new desk, either buying one or maybe even just building one, who knows. Pretty much with the same diameter from here to here and from there to the same length, but obviously with it all being even, then I can put that somewhere else and I can completely remove this entirely. This monitor is going to be put up on its side, so it's going to be vertical, as in like for like stream chat, for instance. I can put up there. Also, it's just quite a bit of a wide and big monitor, so for that to be sideways frees up a lot of space for me as well. This might affect camera angles, which is perfectly fine. I don't know if I'm going to be permanently sticking with this camera angle overall. Pretty much the desk is going to be the same height as that. This is going to be lowered. That is going to be higher. It's going to be all leveled and pretty much the same. You guys get the gist of it. I'm going to be putting in a LAN cable or an Ethernet cable running through the roof into the computer, because right now I do not have proper internet, but I'll get into that a bit later. Also, curtain. I actually put this up. I decided to include it in this video because why not? It does not fit my window entirely at all. It was also a major pain to put up. Who knew that finding the holes for the pins is that difficult? That's what she said. Also, considering I have one of these left, probably messed up somewhere, but fuck it, dude. Oh, all this talk is making me really thirsty. Alright, so we've now gone through pretty much everything in terms of setup, how it looks, different things that are coming in the future, darker lighting with the LED effects, and some people have asked me why I really like the LEDs and stuff. It's like really simplistic. It's more than that. It's like this light right in front of me creates a lot of light, and I don't like shadows behind me. It looks really unprofessional. So the LEDs are not only cool and aesthetic, but it also cancels out a lot of shadows. Now, besides that, as I mentioned, I'm just going to be putting in a new desk, maybe sort out my cables for once in my life, and obviously also do a bit of a camera angle changes or whatever, and maybe put some cool things in the background. I don't know. Those are for the far future. For now, I'm just working on my internet and soundproofing. All right, let's now get into the nitty-gritty things of what's happening with the channels, how I'm going to really do things from now on, video changes, upload schedule changes, all of that good stuff, including the gaming channel and streaming as well. So let me start off with the main channel, obviously, because you know, this is where I post most of my content. This is where I put most of my time in. I'm going to be changing a lot in terms of upload schedule and how the videos are portrayed itself. With me having a bit more free time now, obviously a better setup and more secluded space to really make my stuff in a proper manner. I'm still going to make the general content that I usually make with the same style. Obviously, that's my style. That's like things that I really like to do. However, ever since joining the YouTube Partner Program, this is, after all, a dream of mine to pursue this career in content creation. Now, normally I enjoy it. It's still just like a hobby to me. I really enjoy doing it. It's fun for me to do it. But copyright claims are a bitch. And it can be a real pain in the arse for a content creator, but it's also understandable because that's how musicians make money. So for the majority of the content that I'm going to be posting, it's pretty much in the same aspect as all the other content I've posted. It's pretty much still the same, with me reacting to content and giving my opinion and reviews on the content. However, I'm going to be excluding a lot more of the audio from the music itself in order to hopefully avoid major copyright claims and possibly strikes in the future, which I really don't want to have happen to me. Other than that, content might be a little bit different time-wise. I might have a bit of shorter videos, obviously with a lot more excluded audio when it comes to singles, but I want to make more videos, maybe in part 1 or 2s, maybe even part 3s, depending on how long an album is. I'd like to make album reactions overall, like longer videos covering the entirety of an album, cutting it up into parts 1 and 2, maybe 3, depending on how many tracks is on the album. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Some shorter videos, some longer videos, trying out new things, and avoiding copyright claims as much as I possibly can. Now, as for schedule itself, when it comes to the main channel, is I'll most likely be posting content from Mondays to Fridays, maybe Saturdays as well, but Saturdays I usually leave out for gaming side of things to grind, put a lot more time in. Like now, it's Saturday today. I put a lot more time into grind, but that's pretty much the feels of it. So I'm most likely be posting Monday to Friday, which is roughly about 20 plus videos a month, which is way better than I used to, as long as I can keep up the consistency, of course. And that's pretty much the gist of it for the main channel. A bit of a different approach to the videos, but still in the same style, and maybe including a bit more variety overall in terms of the videos that I make and the artists that I react to. Now, the gaming channel and the streaming side of things. This is a bit complicated. If you guys are unaware at this point that I have a gaming channel, I do have a gaming channel. It's under the channel section of my channel, the one that you're watching right now. If you guys want to go check out the content there, it's still a new channel. I'm still building it up. Obviously, also struggling a bit of consistency. But let me get into the details when it comes to that as well, because obviously this is the largest side of the community. So I speak more openly about the gaming channel here. Now, for the most part, with Vanguard Season 2 dropping, I think either the Sunday or Monday, which is a bit of a struggle, I'll most likely be starting with content this week again. Just as per normal, I'll most likely be posting, I believe, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's pretty much what I'm going for. At least 3 videos a week on that side of things. It's just a bit of a struggle right now, and this includes the streaming side of things. Is obviously the no soundproofing prevents me from doing live streams, but I'll get more into that afterwards. But that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm looking to make content, explore more content and more variety on that channel, carry on with the atomic camera grind, and carry on with different games and different styles of editing, see what people really enjoy and what content I enjoy posting. So that's going to continue most likely on a regular basis. Unless something major happens in certain games that I'm playing, I might make a video different from the normal upload schedule, you could say. Now, as for the streaming side of things, there are some complications that prevent me from streaming as of right now. I mentioned one being the door. Obviously, I need better soundproofing in the room, noise cancellation overall, in order to prevent impeding on other people, I could say, and then as well as my internet. Now, the reason I'm bringing up my internet overall is the fact that my Wi-Fi for some reason on my PC is absolute garbage. I've tried so many numerous things when it comes to BIOS, dongle settings, and software settings. There's so many different things that I've tried, but for some reason, even router settings itself, for some reason my Wi-Fi on my computer is absolute ass cheeks. On my Wi-Fi right now, usually I'm using it on my phone. I'll go into more detail about that in a moment. Basically, if I run a speed test, this is the fastest internet I can pretty much get. This might go up to about 10 at times off peak hours, and dude, like, come on, like, upload is even worse. Well, actually, in this case, it's a lot better for some reason. I don't really get it. I've tried different spots, I've tried different dongles itself, I've tried so many different things, but for whatever reason, my internet is absolute butt cheeks when it comes on my PC. And obviously, I have a 200 by 100 line. This is nowhere near that speed, despite latency being really good. So I cannot obviously stream on here. I can, matter of fact, not even play video games on this internet without me lagging like absolute crazy. Like, I would have like 900 ping because of this right here. It's not stable at all. It goes up and down. It's just it's crap. Now, just to give you guys a bit of an example, I did a speed test on my phone on the exact same network as what I've just showed you guys on my PC. And if I can get a decent angle right there, you guys will be able to notice like 85 and 85. Obviously, the download is still not at 100% optimal speed, but upload is really close to what the speed really should be. So I've been using my phone as of late as a sort of Wi-Fi adapter. I still can't get full speed, the same speed that I exactly get on my phone for some reason. Obviously, probably like limitations and things in between that's happening on my phone that's blocking it off. And that gives me stable latency, except I get a bit of packet loss in games. Obviously, this is still not fast enough to really be streaming. However, with a bit of hassle, and I can make some gaming videos on it. But hopefully, I'm getting proper internet as of next week, or probably around about that time. Once that is in, I can start working on better gaming content, better uploads overall and stuff. Obviously, things work a lot faster. This also affects my upload schedule and how fast I can upload videos and really do a lot of internet-based things. And pretty much after that fact, I just need to do some soundproofing, and I'll be able to start streaming again. Now, just to give you guys a quick little bit of an example, I'm doing a speed test running the internet from my phone. Obviously, it's a lot faster, and even faster than what the phone was a moment ago. But despite the speed that I'm pretty much getting due to it running through my phone rather than how it's supposed to be through a cable or through its own Wi-Fi, I get a bit of packet loss because of, you know, things going in between the network through my phone. So as you guys can see, a lot better. Still not fast enough in terms of either of these to really be streaming, at least not with the quality that I would like. It's a lot better in the sense that it can work for gaming. Obviously, besides the packet loss that I'm getting, that can be really annoying. Especially, this is off peak. My family isn't home right now, so this will probably be quite a bit slower, and that causes a lot of packet loss. But yeah, just to give you guys a bit of an example. Now, one last thing I would like to talk to you guys about concerning the streaming itself. Even though I might have these things sorted in a generally a quick enough amount of time, maybe the soundproof door at the end of the month, and maybe the internet by next week or so, I'm not really looking as of yet to really be streaming as consistently, and English is hard, man, as consistently as in like streaming every single day. Obviously I really do enjoy streaming, and for the longest while I considered doing that more than just making general videos. However, with the amount of content that I'm planning to make, and all these videos and obviously things going on in the real world, you know, I like to touch grass at sometimes, not very often, but I do. I won't be streaming as much, so I'm not only going to be doing that, but I'm also switching over from Twitch to YouTube. I've pretty much just decided that now on the spot. I streamed for quite a while on Twitch, and I feel that on YouTube I can probably make more progress. I'm looking to stream on the gaming channel itself, instead of making a whole nother channel for streaming on. This will probably be set up as VODs after the fact, me playing more like single player games or like grindy sessions or sweaty hours on like COD or something like that. So generally just introducing a bit more variety on the channel, but also live streaming longer videos rather than my edited normal content. All right, so the curtain does not fully close up my window, but that's perfectly fine. I don't really mind that. The entire purpose of it is just to close up enough for lighting and stuff in the setup itself. I can really just leave that honestly open and only use the blinds at night. That really does not bother me. I have one last thing to do, and that is to put my plaque up on the wall itself. Unfortunately, it won't be in the frame. As I mentioned, I will be working on placement of things as well as camera angles and all of that. I'm just glad that the lighting works. Finalize off this video and kind of start up a new journey on the channel, you could say. I'm just going to be putting up my plaque. I can finally hang it up instead of have it resting against my computer itself. So let's get into that and then end of this video. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's still wrapped in plastic. Obviously I didn't want to get dirty because it was not hanging up, but now, okay, now I can actually take off this wrapping, put it up properly, and witness, you know, I put money into this, I put time into it with imagery and all of that. And obviously this was not just to resemble an achievement I made in my life, I suppose, but also show appreciation to all of you guys that have supported me and subscribed. Obviously this is mostly for you guys. It's not as shiny because, you know, it doesn't have the plastic on now, but it feels really nice and smooth actually. That's like, oh, I'm gonna get it dirty. Anyways, this is for you guys, pretty much showing me so much love and appreciation and support. And thank you guys so much for that. Let me put this up about there. I think that looks pretty damn good. All right, so for right now, it's unfortunately not in the frame. I'll work on displaying it some other way, but it's there. Just so you guys know, it's there. Thank you all for coming out and watching the video though. Really do appreciate you guys. Much love to all of you all. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them as well. A lot of great things coming, a lot of changes coming. And if you guys watch this far, you're crazy, but I appreciate you all and I love you all. And I'll be seeing you all in probably another reaction video or something like Monday, like a day away. So until then, y'all, it's been your boy OUKINGK. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Peace.